So our objective today is to learn ways to use Flipgrid in the classroom to increase student engagement. So a quote by Dave Burgess, since we're doing Teach Like a Pirate, is provide an uncommon experience for your students and they will reward you with an uncommon effort and attitude. So one TikTok trend going around right now, and I never went back and put a number 4 because I couldn't think anything, was put a finger down. So everyone hold up, I guess just hold up 4 fingers since there's technically only 4 of them. So put a finger down if you like to use technology. Put a finger down if you're looking for new ways to engage students in the classroom. Put a finger down if you have ELL students in your classroom.
Email.
And put a finger down if you've ever used TikTok. So these are just some things to think about as we're going through our presentation. So for language arts, we've got some options right here. There's reading response. So you can have, a lot of times we have the kids read a book and then write a reader's response telling us what they read, what they found interesting. So instead of having them write, you can give them the option of doing a Flipgrid. Give them, create a group, create that subgroup, and have them respond to what they read. So you could put that in a guided reading station. You could just have it an activity. 30-second book talk challenge. Miss Airy might like this one too for her if she does the brackets in March. They have to talk about their favorite book, but they only have 30 seconds or less to complete that challenge. Book review. So we're all old enough to think, to remember Reading Rainbow. My daughter's 4th grade teacher one year, she did the 50 book challenge with them. But in addition to the 50 book challenge, once a 6 weeks, they had to create a book trailer, kind of like a book review about a book that they had read during that period. So you could use Flipgrid for that. Flipgrid has extended their minutes, so now you can record up to 10 minutes. Another station could be listening comprehension, or just even not just an activity, listening comprehension. You can embed a video or an audio clip of you reading a book, and then the kids can listen to it, and then they can respond to questions that you've left for them on there. This is also a good, I didn't put it in here, but another thing that just came to mind that I should have added is read to others. Like they could actually read the book as part of their activity, just so that you can play it back and listen to them read. Some examples for math are number talks. So give the students a problem to solve. I use this a lot in math. I would give them a fraction, comparing fractions, or a division problem, something like that, something along those lines, to where they would solve it and then they would show their work and they would explain the process that they went through and how they solved that problem. Reading numbers, I know in the upper grades, the kids really struggle. Once it gets to the thousands, 100,000s, they really struggle reading those numbers. So that could just be a station with just number cards and having them go through the number cards and practice reading the numbers. As another station or a reflection could be having the students record their learning from a specific station. I know I always wanted to have some kind of accountability in stations. Even if it was just a matching or they could check their answers at the end, I wanted some kind of accountability. So this is a good way to have them be accountable for that station. The last minute of their station is to go onto Flipgrid and give a reflection of what they learned during that station. What did they do? What did they get from that station? And it's also it would also be a good feedback for you if they don't really care for that station, they don't really care for that activity. That gives you good feedback. Some other ways to use Flipgrid are science fair. So as kids are doing STEM challenges or science fair, I think back to the old science fair, you could put a QR code to the Flipgrid and they could kind of talk and explain their process that they took through their experiment and what their conclusion was that they drew from that. Same thing with the STEM challenge. They can go through this. They can also do this to brainstorm ideas. For PE, students can record themselves using the correct form for an exercise. So if you're assessing their sit-ups, you could set a timer and have them do a Flipgrid with sit-ups or push-ups, whatever. Flipgrid does have live events. So you could do a virtual field trip with your kids going to a Flipgrid live event. Another suggestion is student of the week. Have students, similar to what we did with Miss Wilson, have students share through a Flipgrid things that are special about that student, and then that student can go back and watch the videos to help them. There are a lot more things that you can do. I got a lot of these ideas. Well, some of them I've used, but the other ones I got from this website. Well, if you click on the link, it takes you to Ditch the Textbook. And so it's 50 plus ways to use Flipgrid in the classroom. Flipgrid, when you go to Flipgrid, I'll go ahead and yes. So you can see these are the things that I've done before. Geometric scavenger hunt, food webs and food chains. So I gave them a picture of a food web and food chain, and they had to then go and explain if one animal, so using the picture provided, what would happen if the population of mice were to disappear, which animals in the food web would be affected. So it gives them the picture and they just explain it to me. Let's see. I've done, again, comparing fractions, reading large numbers. But Flipgrid does have their own library and their own things that you can go to. So that is their, oh, where did it go? Not what I was looking for. Just had this earlier. That's not what I want. Sorry, guys. Going in through it now. Let me sign back in. Maybe that's part of it. Well, there is a way to go to the Flipgrid library. I'm not sure why it's not giving me that option all of a sudden. Hold on, I'm going to open a tab down here. Bear with me a minute. This is so weird. I just did this earlier and it was all there. Mm. Okay, well, I'm going to have to get back to you guys on that one because it should, when you click on your profile up here, it should give you options other than just this. And it should have Discover over here, which allows you to then go and search other activities. You can search math, you can search specific ways to use it in the library. You can search reading, science, social studies, but that is not here. And I'm not sure why it's not there because it was there earlier. Okay, well, that didn't work for me. So, oh, look, there it is. That's so weird. Okay, so if you click on your profile, or your little arrow button down here, it has Discovery. And so from here, you can search topics. So if I wanted to search library. So these are things that they could give you an idea. Again, a read aloud, book buzz, library reflection. So there's all kinds of things on here, some more relevant than others to what you're looking for. You can look specifically, if I were to go, let's say, so here are some different activities that are related to multiplication. You can see the ages that are appropriate. So this one is a Christmas math challenge. So you could have this as an activity and add it to your account. Halloween math challenge. So 2 pumpkins. So that would be something really fun for the kids to do. And they just get to record themselves. The other really big benefit of Flipgrid, using Flipgrid, is for your ELLs. Getting them used to that microphone, getting them used to speak loudly, because we know that in their telepaths, when they're really quiet and really shy, they don't get scored very well because we can't hear them. So that is really all I have. Any questions, thoughts? Come on, Wells, spit it out.
No, I mean, I know how to use it. I really want teachers to use it as really for the accountability piece, because like I tell them, like, the children are working in the station, but I want the children to film themselves talking about what they learned at the station. So that way the teacher can go back and look at those videos to see if the work is really getting them to do what they needed them to do, as opposed to them just doing busy work. So I know it can be used for a lot of different things, but I was just mainly because I know they have to do those other computer programs anyway. So I was actually just thinking it could be an accountability piece, but it could also be a way, like, if the children wanted to practice their fluency, they could film themselves reading and then go back and, like, look at it, just to see if they're reading fluently. There's many ways that they can use it, but I think what you're going to have to do is train the teachers on how to use it and show how easy it is to basically use. Now, I know that one of my teachers at my other schools, I don't know if he wrote a grant, or I don't know if he got it from, but he got the green screen from Flipgrid to be able to really go a little bit deeper with it. But I don't know who's, like, to me, somebody like Ms. Wines might be somebody to pilot that, since she uses a lot of technology.
Mhm.
I bet if we get somebody to like pilot, like become like the Flipgrid per teacher to use it in their classroom, and then we show others what can be done with it, it might bring other people on because like the lower grades use Seesaw a lot. Well, I don't want to say a lot, but they are familiar with using Seesaw, and the children can videotape themselves with Seesaw, and the parents can see it. So, is there a way to connect, like if the upper grades wanted students to do like show what they know with Flipgrid, that parents could connect and be able to see it?
Oh yeah, you can. So you can share that specific link of their recording. You can share the whole group, like I said, and they can scroll through it. That was another suggestion. Now that you say that, is to create a student portfolio of student work,
Right.
so that.
So maybe we can have a goal of doing like having like student portfolios using Flipgrid. So even for teacher conference for the next time, they will have like a student portfolio to be able to show the parents, like when they come in, the ones that come virtual. I mean, either way, you can show it virtual or, and to me, that would hold the students more accountable to getting more work done, knowing that this portfolio is going to be shown to your parent.
Right, right.
Next conference. So to me, that would be a good way of maybe try to get one person from 3, 4, and 5 to do it.
Yeah. So the good thing about what Flipgrid now is that you really don't need the green screen. So like if I want to do a picture for the backdrop, let's just see if it lets me do this. So I can put like a template behind me,
yeah,
and talk about that.
Okay.
So you've got those options. I can do.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, you can change your background. We really don't even need the green screen
Okay.
for this.
Okay.
Yeah, so they could take a picture of their work and upload it, and
Right.
then
And then upload them sharing with their parents, like what I'm doing, how to work the problem out. Like to me, that would be some good resources for the students to even utilize. If even when they're at home, like if I'm working on this homework, but I forgot the steps that the teacher said, I could pull up myself on Flipgrid, teaching myself how to do it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I just think we have to give the teacher some ideas of how they could do it. And then maybe you go in one day after like the teacher has taught the lesson and then help the students create their Flipgrid on explaining the problem and the steps to the problem.
Right.
And
Yeah.
then that might help because the teachers will be like, I don't have time to learn it. I don't have time to figure it out. But the students will eventually figure it out because they can figure it out much faster than the teachers anyway.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I think once the kids get in there, they'll be
Right.
able to figure it out really quick.
Right.
Yeah, especially as much as the kids use TikTok, and they can do
Right.
more stuff with this stuff than I can. But they can also add text. They can add stickers, frames. So there's a lot of interactivity that would really grab the kids' attention.
At school, do you know we did 5
So
SLAR classes and 1 ELAR?
any
Right.
other questions, ideas, suggestions?
SLAR. No more questions.
All right. Thanks for coming,
All right.
guys.
All right. Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Clark.